All of them said, I think you should do it. All of them, much to my surprise, including Oprah. I really thought she was going to say, nope, I don't think you should do it.
Yeah, when Gayle King was first offered the opportunity to fly into space, she asked her trio of trusted opinions, her daughter, her son, and her bestie, Oprah Winfrey.
She said, I really think you should do it because you've been talking about it.
And I know that I felt deeply that she would regret it.
And when it comes back and you're not on it, you're going to be kicking yourself saying, I could have gone and I didn't.
And I didn't want to hear about it for the next 15 years. I wish I had gone.
Well, that's in the scenario where the capsule comes back safe and sound. And I'll say this now because they have come back safe and sound. But yeah, there's the other scenario where Gayle is gone and Oprah's saying, I wish she hadn't gone.
In the back of your mind, you know there's a risk, Clarissa. You do know that.
In the press conference after they returned, Gayle revealed that before the launch, she actually started to write letters to her son, her daughter, and Oprah that she intended on leaving on her kitchen counter for them to read in the case of her death.
And then I started writing, I don't even want to put that in the universe. I don't want to put that in the universe. I want to go in this thinking that I'm going to return.
Yeah, so Gayle didn't put pen to paper, and the trio was there to send her off yesterday morning.
What was the last conversation you had with her?
I said, peace be still. Hold the God's unchanging hand. He's got your back. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's finding the peace in Gayle's decision to get into Blue Origin's rocket. Like, you know, God has your back if you die, God has your back if you live. But it's that acceptance that, you know, Gayle can't even control the outcome here. You can't control the outcome for sure.
Once she finally said yes, I was like, okay, we're going. It's a go.
And yeah, I found it a really interesting exchange between Gayle and Oprah as the car drove by the friends and family wishing them well.
We love you, Gayle! Gayle! Gayle goes to space! Gayle goes to space! Gayle goes to space! Gayle goes to space! Gayle goes to space!
You know, everyone else was cheering and celebrating kind of thing, and Gayle and Oprah didn't say anything to each other. And, you know, you can't see Oprah's face, but we see Gayle's face in that, you know, Gayle's not smiling. You could be driving towards your death, basically. You've accepted that possibility, even though you're not saying anything to each other. It's the acknowledgement that, here we go, you know, we'll see how this turns out. And all that Oprah and her kids can do is just watch.
I feel so calm. I don't think I've ever been more calm because I think it's already done.
Now, I wondered if Oprah's attitude was a little bit, you know, positive vibes and, you know, putting on front for the camera. But no, she spoke to BET afterwards when they waited for the press conference to start. And she said, no, she wasn't hiding any nervousness.
I've been so calm. So many people have been asking me, how am I feeling? Am I nervous? I wasn't nervous at all. I knew that the team, the engineers, the hand of God, all of it was coming together for this moment for her.
Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower.
Oprah put her hand to her chest as she watched the rocket make its ascent. Now, I'm guessing the loved ones couldn't hear the audio of the broadcast that was happening for Blue Origin. I watched this live, and when this happened in the broadcast,
And
that scream and that white, what I thought was smoke or something, I thought, oh, I'm watching the implosion of the rocket, just like the 1984 Challenger. Oh. When the camera cut back to Oprah, her emotions weren't as calm.
Oprah watching her best friend go to space.
Without being able to see her eyes, her look to the camera almost came off comedic to me, like almost like Jim in The Office, like looking at the camera, being like, "Can you believe this?" or "WTF?" She took off her glasses. People could see, no, she's really crying.
When I saw the fire under the rocket, I started spontaneously crying. Don't ask me why and for what reason. Well, I think it's the power of the rocket, and you realize all of that power and how thrilling it is, and that she's in there and how scared she was.
Obviously, she has a good handle on her emotions, but I don't think Oprah was crying because it was thrilling. No, I think everything is coming to a head at that point, that this is very real. A lot of fear there, a lot of the unknown. Yeah, you can't help but be overcome with emotions in that moment.
Over here.
Gayle!
I just have to have a moment with the ground. Let me just appreciate appreciate the ground for just a second. Thank you, Jesus. I saw her kiss that ground. I like really kiss that ground and hold on to the dirt. Oh my God. That was amazing. It was amazing.
I'm so proud. So proud of you.
I think she'll be changed forever. Been more proud of anybody than I am of Gayle today, because it is the true definition of courage. Courage, you can't have courage without having some fear, some hesitation, some reluctance. This girl was terrified. She was terrified. I know how terrified she's been because I've been hearing it since October. And so the fact that she said yes and today fulfilled that yes in such a big way, I just think it's cathartic, it's cathartic.
And I spoke to your best friend prior to you taking off, and I asked her why it was so important for you to do this. And she said, she said, so she didn't have to hear you say, I wish I would have done that.
So true.
Oprah Instagrammed this shot and wrote, "My bestie Gayle King went to space." There's a sentence I never thought I'd say. And I gotta say, I'm very happy that Oprah didn't have to write the alternative caption to a photo of her and Gayle on Monday. Right? Right. What are your thoughts?
Are you next?
I felt it so vicariously, no need to actually go up. When that rocket took off, I felt like I was in it.